welcome back to the channel. I've been buying stuff. I really should just not be given the money because, yeah, I've bought something. The Peugeot is currently at Lease Autos having some work done. It's taken quite a bit of time and stuff like that, and I saw this and I just went, yeah, all right, yeah, maybe. And it looked good in the photos. It was a little bit more cosmetically challenged than I originally thought, and it has an oil leak, and it has quite a hefty coolant leak. It needs lots of TLC. It's got no service history. It's got, the mileage is quite good. It's about 93,000. Yeah, okay. Let me turn the camera around, and you're going to have a look at what I've bought. So, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's a 2008 Twingo GT. Let me just zoom out just a little bit. There we go, just so I can get you in. 2008 Twingo GT. On the face of it, it looks cosmetically okay. There's a couple of scuffs there. All of this will come out. Everything I've seen will come out. It's missing its cover for the wiper thing. That's the left-hand drive Ford C-Max cover. They nicked it from the Twingo and put it on that, and you can get them quite readily when I want to charge a fortune. The alloys are actually in really good condition. The tyres are absolutely awful. I've just driven back and you get to about 75, 80 in it. It vibrates like a... Well, anyway, yeah. It vibrates like a bugger. It's got a number of scuffs and scrapes along there. It's got a couple of scrapes here. It's all right. It needs a polish. It needs a pretty good clean up. It's got some wear on there where the windscreen wipers have been going nuts. There's no dents. That's the thing. There, I can't see any real dents at all. It's quite straight down the side. It's just lots and lots of little scratches. Nowhere like the Peugeot, by the way. Nowhere near like the Peugeot. Yeah, the alloy wheel there is in pretty good condition. The tyres are just junk. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, there's a scratch there, but that will come out. Yeah, it's all right. Headlights are a little bit misty, but we can sort that out. Another little stone chip just there. A few stone chips on that. That's not too bad. Yeah, I saw it and it just screamed to me, save me, do something with it. And when I got there, it had no oil in it and no coolant. The oil valve cover gasket has been leaking, so it was very low. It was just, well, actually it was a bit below the minimum mark. I put some oil in and everything seemed fine, and the engine runs nicely, really runs nicely. The coolant, it's pouring coolant out of the plastic cover on the side of the engine, or the little plastic housing. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's for the bodywork is reasonably straight. We've got a lot of scratches and stuff all around the door here. Again, all of this will polish out. Came with 2 stickers for doing that. Let's have a look in the boot. Has got a spare tyre. All looks quite reasonable. Seats are quite reasonable. Yeah, there's the oil. Bit of a clean up and it'll be fine. Yeah, got the spare. It's got the locking wheel nut. It all looks fine around here. It might be leaking down in here, which is quite normal. That's easy to fix. Let's look inside. Off the bat, there's a couple of dents and dings, and this is where that gets put down there and the door gets shut. Mine have happened as well. It's happened on mine. The GT sticker is out of the factory. We've got some awful mats which have been... I'm just going to lob them. I'll get some mats. There's no hole. Well, I don't think it's not a hole. It's just a little mark there. The seat needs cleaning. It's got a tiny bit of wear on it. It's got 93,000 miles. Yeah, it's not too bad. Bit of wear on the steering wheel there. Scratches all around here, which again, that will come out with a polish. There's scratches on that. Again, that will come out with a polish, with teacups and a gentle bit of persuasion. That will come up nicely. The gear play is unbelievable. It's like it takes, you have to go right across and in like that. That's all the gear linkages, and that's the slop. I've just driven back from Sheffield from there, and that was all right. I haven't got the code for the radio, so the radio's going to go. The vents have left the building over here, so it's all gone. That's easy enough to replace. This one here has gone as well. They're really, really easy to replace. This one still works. That one's still there. Electrically, everything all works. It really does. It's got these wind things here. Let's see whether we can actually take those off right now. I'm sorry, this isn't max power 1999. And let's get rid of these wind deflector things. Let's just turn the ignition off. So yeah, this is very max power. 1999. There we go. Yeah, that can go there. I might keep them, I might not. I don't think I do. Yeah. It's. Oh yeah, well that's definitely gone. So. Okay. There we go. That's looking a bit better. I do like my car sort of stock these days. I never used to. So let's turn the ignition back on again. Bring the windows back up. Everything seems to work. Let's just turn that off. Yep, so we have 93,779 miles. Yeah. The elephant in the room is the oil and the coolant, and I'll show you that right now. It's quite dirty in here. It's got quite a lot of mud around it. I noticed that there was quite a bit of mud in the wheel arch thing, so it has been in a muddy environment at some point. Relatively recently, by the looks of it. Yeah, so here we got a little bit of mayonnaise in there. It could be head gasket. I don't think so. I don't think so, because the coolant is coming out all down there. And if I can just zoom in, so that black thing in the center of the screen is actually a coolant housing where the pipe goes off and goes off the radiator, and I think the thermostat lives in there, and it's leaking from the bottom of that. So yeah, come on, stop focusing on my finger. It's leaking from the bottom of that, and it then ends up no, come on, down here on the top of the gearbox. So it ends up on top of the gearbox there. Oh, stop focusing, that's it, that's better. So it ends up on top of the gearbox as a puddle, and yeah, it sort of so it just dribbles out there. Now the engine has been hot because I've just driven back. Once it gets cold, I think it then starts leaking more, so and just dribbling out of its own accord. So yeah, we'll get there with it. That's better. There we go. Yeah, so it all just goes down from that thermostat housing. Will you please just lock in, phone, this thermostat housing down here, and it goes down there. So I need to get a new seal for that thermostat housing, right down there, possibly a new thermostat and so on. So that was my neighbour just coming over asking about this. So yeah, it's just got a bit of crap down in here. That can all come out. Yeah, just a bit of sludge. No real rust at all. I've looked underneath. It's all relatively clean in terms of rust. It's just very, very, very dirty. the lights need polishing. That's fine. That's a standard thing that happens. It was low on oil, but I've got a funny feeling it's burning out the oil that way. And again, you sometimes get condensation. This here, I've had it quite a oh come on, there we go. I've had it on quite a few GTs where you get what looks like a head gasket failure and this little mayonnaise, but actually it's not. It seems to be fine. Again, I can do a pressure test and a thing on it, so that's all right. You just get a lot of condensation in there if the car's only done small, short journeys. So yeah, I'll do a service on it. The valve cover gasket needs to be done. I'll be doing another video on one of those. It's like the fourth one I've done on my channel, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah, it just needs a clean and a tidy up and a polish. The suspension is comical. I don't know how it passed the MOT, but yeah, the suspension in here looks a bit rotten, to be perfectly frank. It's very difficult to see. Yeah, it looks pretty rotten. So when you accelerate, it pulls to one side, which I think is the bushings. It's either the top mounts or the bushings or something like that. So yeah, let me just put the bonnet down. So how much did I pay for this? 1,200 quid. I really can't go wrong. These are going for much higher prices, upwards of about £2,000 upwards these days. They seem to be quite not collectible, but people like them. I think they're starting to appreciate the RSs as well. They're like 3, 4, 5 grand for a decent one. So yeah, I think generally it's in all right condition considering its age. It's 16 years old. Yeah, the bearings on the rear arms all look happy, so it's not bowing out in anything. That tyre was flat, so again I'm going to replace all 4 tyres. I'm not even going to bother. There is a little bit of tread left, but oh no. But the alloys are actually in great condition. I don't have the locking tool for the cap, so I need to order one. But I do have the locking nuts in it. For a Year 2 Twingo GT, it's not in bad nick. The roof looks pretty good. Okay, it's a bit matte. It's a bit matte all over actually. It just needs polishing. Just needs polishing really. That roof, yeah, feels very matte. Not been painted by the looks of it. I can't see any sign of any paint on it at all down there. The lines are all pretty good. No dents, no dings. It's just a few scrapes and a few marks. The bonnet looks a bit matte as well, and if you look, it looks like you might be able to see it in the camera. But it looks like that's a different colour from that. So it might have had some accident damage on the front. We'll find out. There's nothing recorded on it. Insurance databases and stuff like that. Got these awful gel number plates. They'll be going. I'll be putting a private plate on this. So yeah, just needs a polish. It's all easy stuff. Stuff that can be done on the drive. The suspension, I am going to renew the suspension and possibly the drive shaft. The drive shaft boots are a little bit old, so it'll be checking for brakes. In fact, let's just quickly check the brakes. Have I got brand new brakes? Brand new discs on that. Not even a lip. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a brand new disc. So yeah, so I think it's had new brake pads in there. It's had a new wheel bearing from the MOT. Yeah, I think it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just a bit unloved. Everything's been done on a budget. Keeping it alive on a budget. I don't do that. Well, I tend to look after my cars, so I'm happy to drop a little bit of money into this and see how we go. Is it the worst Twingo GT I've bought? No. In terms of the worst driving on that first drive, yes. Yeah, it's interesting when you actually brake and or brake, it will definitely pull to the right. So again, I think it is bushings. We'll investigate all of the mud traps all down here and see what's going on there. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it in some respects. It's relatively tidy, Just a bit of love. That's all it needs. And this will be my daily driver. Ducky and Astra have got my Twingo GT Gordini, and they're having a whale of a time with that, and I think it's being well loved there and looked after. So yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with it. So okay, well, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. At some point I might even monetize the channel. YouTube are allowing me to, but I'm not really thinking about doing it. So I'm funding this all by myself. This is not being funded by YouTube at all. We'll pick this car up at some point, and I'll see you on the next video.